We've all done things in the past that we want people to forget. Today I'm going to cover 6 things Michael Jordan wants us to forget. Welcome back to Stars in Sports. Let's get into the video. Number 6, his final All-Star game. All of his major North American sports leagues hold an All-Star game each and every year, but all these games tend to be incredibly boring to watch because the players do not want to compete in a meaningless game and risk injury. Despite the now competitive significance of all the All-Star games, the players will still like to go to them because their presence means that they are viewed as the best players in the league. For his career, Michael Jordan participated in the game 14 times. In 2003, Jordan appeared in what will be his final All-Star game, and because everyone knew it was going to be his final time at the event, the entire weekend was essentially dedicated to him. Player Vince Carter even gave Jordan his spot on the starting roster. In the final seconds of the game, Jordan scored what would have been the winning basket for the Eastern Conference, which would have been perfect, but Kobe Bryant scored for the Western Conference right after, forcing the game into overtime, which we saw the West win, making Jordan's shot insignificant.
Adamant about getting me to start, and Vince actually came to me right before we went out and said he would love for me to take his spot, and he was.
Number 5, that he allegedly bullied his teammates. Basketball might be a game primarily focused on talented individuals with big egos, but it is still very much a team sport, and in order for a team to be truly successful, there needs to be some sort of camaraderie among the team's players. Seeing as Michael Jordan was such a great player, you would think that he would be a humble and good teammate as well, but as it turns out, he was in fact quite a jerk towards his teammates, opponents, and even some of his own employees. Steve Kerr was a teammate of Jordan's, and he was punched in the face by the superstar after getting into a disagreement regarding their play. He would also mock teammate Bill Cartwright by calling him medical bills because he would get injured often, all because Cartwright came into the Bulls to replace one of Jordan's friends. This bullying continued even while he was in Washington, as he would scorn the aforementioned Kwame Brown, whom he drafted, to the point of the young partner bursting into tears.
The competitors, I want to thank my family for sticking with me for so many years as I chase my dreams of playing basketball.
Number 4, his time with the Wizards. There comes a time in every guest professional athlete's career where age eventually catches up to them and causes them to become a less effective and productive player, so much so that they end up having to retire as a result. Whenever a player of Jordan's caliber announces their retirement, it is truly a somber moment, which usually includes quite a bit of tears. But unlike most players who only retire once, he retired from the NBA a total of 3 times. When Jordan retired for the second time in 1998, he did so after scoring the winning basket in what was his 6th championship win with the Chicago Bulls, which would have been the best way for anyone to end their career. However, in 2001, he came out of retirement to play for the Washington Wizards, who he was a minority owner of at that time. His plan was to help make the team a winner, and although he put up good numbers despite his age, he could never make the floundering team a contender as they missed the playoffs both years he played for them. This made his 3rd and final retirement in 2003 a truly lackluster affair.
They dominated the West with 19. Here's Jordan with a flip that goes home. And the crowd responds.
Number 3, that he disrespected fans. It is true that it's athletes who make the sport as entertaining and popular as it is, but as important as they are, most of them understand that the fans are the most important aspect of their sport, as they are the ones who pay to keep the leagues alive. With Michael Jordan being one of the greatest athletes in sports history, it only makes sense that he has a huge fan base with avid followers who would love to get a chance to meet him at least once in their lives. Jordan, though, has proven multiple times that he does not respect his own fans, that much is evidenced by his decision to give terrible tips to servers who profess their adoration for him. The most prominent example of Jordan's disrespect was when hip-hop artist Chamillionaire met him and asked to take a picture with him. Instead of just doing it, Jordan told him that he would only take the picture if the singer bought a $15,000 jersey first. Number 2, gambling issues. Michael Jordan may have been one of the greatest athletes in all of professional sports, but when you disregard his skills, money, and NBA accomplishments, you have a person who lives an ordinary life just like the rest of us. Since Jordan is human, it goes without saying that he is too capable of succumbing to various vices and addictions. In his case, he had to deal with having a serious gambling problem for many years. Jordan's gambling addiction began when he was still playing in the NBA. It became a real talking point when he was seen gambling in Atlantic City the night before an important playoff game. And following his sighting, reports began surfacing that claimed that Jordan owned quite a bit of money to some suspicious people. Friends have actually mentioned that Jordan had such a gambling problem that some days he will lose as much as $1 million while playing a round of golf. It has even been theorized that his father was murdered as a result of his outstanding debts.
9 times he appeared in the All-Star game. Gary Payton, the glove, legendary for his skills. Gary, what happened?
watch it on Chinese television, as we showed you earlier.
For one in his basketball career. In 1993, Michael Jordan won his third NBA championship in a row with the Bulls, but instead of following that win with a probable fourth consecutive title, he decided to announce his retirement. This was, of course, Jordan's first retirement, but unlike most players who decided to take up front office positions or who chose to play simply gave up professional sports altogether, Jordan retired from basketball in an attempt to pursue a career in Major League Baseball. Jordan went on to sign with the Chicago White Sox, which at the time was owned by the same men who owned the Bulls. Both he and Jordan hoped that he would become one of only a few people to ever excel at two different sports, professional level. It is true that Jordan's father always wanted him to play baseball, and that Jordan himself liked the game, but as it turns out, he could not play it very well, as he never made it out of the minors and put up a miserable .202 batting average. It was during this baseball run that sports fans got to see the best basketball player ever alive waste 2 years of his prime, basically embarrassing himself in another sport, which makes his baseball career the greatest thing he probably regrets. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.